Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show found on the Powerhouse radio station can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Man, I'm definitely have to apologize to the masses. Listen, craziness going on in the studio, but nonetheless, we are here. So greetings to each and every one. Greetings to each and every one that has it locked. Like I'm getting text, Lady D, you're not coming on. Yes, we're coming on. Then I get the panel, Lady D, what's going on? I'm like, listen, my, I mean, when I came in the studio, I checked the studio early, everything running fine. And I don't know, I went outside working on the sprinkler system and stuff in the yard and come back and the whole system is turned off. Everything turned off.
I was listening to a new song today. I heard on the radio. She needs a man.
Oh yeah, so we need a man. Oh yeah, so the respect. I
You
don't.
need a man. Yeah, you need a. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there for you. You just gotta choose.
I don't see any. I don't see
You
any.
see them, but them you're looking at them the wrong way.
I'm looking at them the right.
Yes.
I'm looking at them the wrong way. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, I don't know what way you want me to look at them, but Queen.
Yeah, oh no. Good
Well,
night, everyone. Everyone, thanks, thanks for
queen
joining
of
us.
all queen.
I don't know how he wants me to look at them.
I
A
don't
lot,
know.
choose one that is dark like me and but taller.
Dark
Oh
but
wow.
taller.
Yeah.
I love dark men. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
one thing I prefer. I like chocolate men.
And
Yeah.
he got an accent
So,
from
I
Africa.
don't, what?
What is it? You
He
have
got an African
somebody
accent.
in mind?
Yes,
He's a
yeah.
Darespecta.
she know who it is. Who it is.
Let me
He's
Who?
know
from
who it is.
Africa.
I don't want no married man. So who is it?
You know him. He's from Africa.
Oh.
Who?
You met him many times. You go to Vibes.
Mm.
Who's that?
I don't know his name, but you do.
Tall, dark skin. Huh?
Yeah.
I sure don't know who you're talking about. Trust and believe.
Yeah. He's always complimenting you.
Oh wow.
I don't.
Lady of a secret admirer.
Ouch! It's a. I guess it's a good. Eh,
He
good.
said, my black beauty.
Oh,
Oi, oi, oi. Oh wow.
You gotta go to Vibes more.
I
Go to
like.
Vibe.
Complimentative too.
Go to Vibe Friday, and you'll meet him again.
No, that's
Where listen, you have to find out which country it's from in Africa.
he's in Africa.
Yeah, you got to find out which country. You know, you have to choose them by the country because
Must have about 10 wife.
It might be Ghana.
He must have about 10 wife.
like I not say you gotta choose a country that is right.
I'm not sure about
But some of these countries you can have up to 50 wives.
God have mercy. You know what it tells me? Let me tell you. When the respecter says something like that, what that tell me is that that's a man with no confidence. So therefore,
Mhm.
I would not look at that person because he's a man with no confidence. Because
Yeah, you should be able to approach you.
a man, that's what I'm saying. You know, a real man whom have confidence within himself will come and approach me and know how
Yeah,
to approach me the right way.
yeah.
You know, so obviously if he is sitting back in the background and just looking every time that I when I do go out, because I haven't been over there for quite some time, but anytime I do go out and eat, all he can do is sit back and make a report to the respecter.
Well, maybe him away for him answer from God. When him pray to God and I pray and I pray and I pray. And maybe God not tell him yet. You know, like the
That's
woman
a
them
good
do.
one. That's
You know,
a
like
good one.
the woman them a pray to Jesus for the right man. And
No,
him a pray to God, but God not answer him yet, so him not go move until God answer him.
we stop praying. Whatever the universe said, it said. You know, we do the right thing. And you know what? It's so ironic that we start out talking about that because here we go. Ti reveals he hasn't let his wife. Let's get
Mhm.
Noni up in there. Ti, what's up, Noni?
Hey, Noni.
Jai, what's up? What's up,
Night,
Jai?
night.
We didn't even introduce ourselves. We just dived right in there with the respecter telling me, no need respecter telling me I need a man. You believe this? Yeah. Okay. It says thank you, man. But back to it's ironic that you start out with this. Noni, I'm not showing myself today because I'm looking quite erect. I've been in the yard and working on the garden, and then I've got the nerves to think that I am a sprinkler, I can fix a sprinkler. So if you see the yard that I just dug up, I dug from one end of the yard to the next end of the yard. I did like some real man walking at the yard, you know. So you're right, the respect to you said I need a man. You know, I did some real. I have to take a picture and put it in the chat and show you all what I've dug up. And I went down like 16 inches down and about 20 inches wide. I mean, like, just think I did more than a foot going down. So, how much inches is a foot? 16?
12.
You did that by your lonesome,
12
by
inches.
yourself.
All my by my Lawson from one end of the yard to the next end of the yard. Okay. And it is
And you're
mad.
digging up that beautiful yard,
I've been
lady.
beautiful you are because I have to get my sprinklers going to work on, and I don't know what's going on with one side, so it's not making my flowers. And I fixed it where my vegetable garden is getting the proper water, but now my flowers is not getting the proper water. So I dug up all of this yesterday and today, and my cousin just came and he's looking at it to say, he's like, "You did this?" I said, "Yeah, I dug up all of this." He said, "No, man, you're a bad woman."
You need a man. You need a man.
But with that,
She's
why?
agreeing. Look, Noni's agreeing.
So I thought you
You
would have.
agree with the respecter.
You need some help. You need some help.
I need some.
You need some man strength.
Oh my,
Yes.
oh my.
Cause you know she got two gardens. She walk around with one.
Ah,
Whoa.
Ooh.
no, no, they're full of cobwebs. So I says, see, with this conversation, to be able yourself, you know, to be able to self and turn. I need to get back out there because I was going to leave you all to go ahead and reason until I get back. But Ti revealed he hasn't let his wife pay a single household bill in over 30 years of marriage. And he says a real man should be the sole provider,
He's
which
right.
started a debate online. So, what y'all thought? The respect to you said he's right.
He's right.
So, if you're not paying all the bills, that makes you not a real man.
No.
No.
He just extra.
Wait,
He,
Is it?
let's grind.
It,
Let's grind. Let's grind. Say good evening to Powerhouse family.
it's even less dry.
Oh,
It's
man,
let
ball.
me it depends. We talking? Are we discussing it now, or you're just pulling them out there?
Before
discuss it.
we me a ball. The Let's Grind crew is in Jamaica and I'm not there.
Oh, they're there. Oh wow,
Let's Grind is in
she
Jamaica.
enjoying her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice,
Do you, do
nice.
you all know I had to cancel my ticket yesterday morning?
You had to what?
I canceled my ticket yesterday morning and then they gave me an upgrade to VIP. You believe this? So I was just I to first class. So I was really really devastated while I was canceling my ticket, and while Let's Gripe was boarding their flight. And that's the trauma of being self-employed, and you've got to jump in there. Don't bother rub it in, the rub it in at all. She said Jamaica nice.
Oh
Oh, I
man.
know. You ain't
We
gotta rub it
know.
in now. You don't have to rub it in my face. But
We know. I can't wait to go again.
yeah, next trip. I honestly is the truth. I'm not telling a lie. I canceled my ticket yesterday morning at 11, and we were supposed to board
Because I know you're supposed to have went.
1:30. We were supposed to board the flight, and I had to cancel at last. But I'm telling you, I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll get
So do
over it.
you get to go? Do you get to go later this year?
Yeah, I'm gonna go definitely later this year. Let's Gripe says you are truly miss. Yeah, make me ball. Yeah, make me ball. Yeah, make me ball. Oh gosh. But yeah, have fun. And I told you to bring me back a nice, tall, dark, handsome guy that's not married, don't have a ring on his finger. Make sure you pocket the number for me. Not your kind of number.
You don't want to do that. You
Tell,
might want to
tell,
share them
tell
with you.
her I tell her I just want a East Indian or a Bombay mango.
Mhm.
No, you know what? Come to think of it, when you talk about mango, Scribe us you live on the Powerhouse Radio. Let's Scribe send me a video about her being born in Bahamas, and she's not Jamaican, and how she's not Jamaican. She can't eat mango the way Jamaica eat mango. She have to use a knife and slice the right, slice the left of the mango and give her the seed. No, sir. You want
Mhm.
to see? You want to
Want
see?
to see that a nice spot? Woo, you fucked that up.
No, so then V sent me the video on how she just dive in and bite the mango and peel the skin and eat off the piece. And it's yes. So me say you're true Jamaica V. Man, no what? I don't know what's up with that, man. But in our reasoning, we man, just bring me back some soursop leaf and couple of stuff, please, ladies. Um, Gunman. Well, we're not gonna talk about no gunman. We're gonna talk about Ti take on Marriage Sparks, and then we're going to reason on Queen. There was something you said. Um,
Yeah, about the 58-year-old woman
yeah,
who yeah got pregnant and she thought she was menopausing and what have you, and she is having a terrible time dealing with it.
oh,
So we can discuss what age do you really stop and what have you. I
yeah.
Well,
mean,
And no,
mine's is a surprise.
okay. And Noni, I see you got two topics here. I didn't get to review them because I was in the yard, and by the time I came in is when I saw them.
Oh, okay. Yep, I did.
I saw two of them. Noni, the juice. Okay, well we could bypass them if you don't know what you said.
No, 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 no. You talking about those I sent you about Jamaica and the beaches?
No, okay, we have those for the beaches, yes, but there was two last one that you just sent. Um,
Okay.
But anyway, let's dive into Ti. And you all just go on and reason on it, and I'll be right back. Let me go check in because I got to turn on the sprinkler for my cousin so he can see what's going on. But yeah, Ti says you're not a man if you're not paying all of the bills. Is it a fair statement? The respecter said it's a fair statement.
No, 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 no. I didn't say it was a fair statement. I
What?
said he doing it the way he's doing it. It's a good thing.
Uh huh.
But if I'm doing it 50-50 or a quarter or three-third, it doesn't make me a lesser man than a man that's doing it 100.
Okay, okay, okay. In this society, I will in the way things are right now. Um, I
You
don't
need
that's
both most
fair
when
state.
you now you need both income. Um,
Y'all go ahead and reason.
All
you
right.
need both income. Now you need both income. The cost of living is so high that one salary is not doing it anymore, and that's why now you find people are working two and three jobs just to make up the money. The rental system is so high, $2,000 for one bedroom apartment or more. I mean, that's ridiculous. So therefore, I mean, if that individual can even come to an agreement, say, listen, um, I'll pay it, but if I need help, will you be there to help me? You know what I mean? The contribution in that way. It don't necessarily have to be every month we're gonna split the bill. I mean, I don't believe in that. You're the man, you take care of business, and if you need help, I'm there to help you and assist you. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of
But I know how it is. It's not easy out there, especially for men nowadays. Go ahead, irrespective.
well, someone who is in the entertainment field or business owners, athletes, those who are making the real money cannot be compared to someone who have a 9 to 5. Those who have a 9 to 5 have to come to the table on a weekly basis and work with each other. But even then, you find one or the other is wasting money somewhere. I heard some people, normal people, said to me a few years ago, and I looked at it and I say, no, I've never done that in all my life. Say, no matter what, when he gets his paycheck, several guys told me this. When they get their paycheck, they take out $200-300 out of the paycheck, no matter what it is, for their play money. So if bill is short or whatever's going on at home, the wife or the woman gotta make it up, make it work. And I'm saying $200-300 of play money. Man, I'm good with just a 6 pack of Heineken for the weekend. Playing some dominoes, kicking some football. I'm good with that. I never believe in this, what you call it, play money. So
That
to
is
each his
fun.
own. To each his own. But it's not a bad thing if somebody can only do 25%. If the other person agree and love that person enough, they can work until things get better for the man or the woman.
Hmm. What you say, Noni?
Well, I do have something to say. So that being said, you know, uh, men, as well, they were boys at that time. As they grew up, what
Mhm.
did they see demonstrated? Like a lot of men, you know, uh, if they did grow up in a traditional home, that's what they saw. So it's a given to them that they're going to provide for their woman. But if say said man didn't see that growing up, it's more so that they're coming up with the 50-50. They're coming up with you're going to pay a certain percentage. We're a couple, we're coming together, and this is what we're going to do.
Right. Makes
So,
sense.
I would say the more I think about it, the conversation does need to be had before entering
Spoken
too
up.
far in the relationship.
Right.
because a woman has to know what to expect by that man. And if she's like, no, I'm not going to pay no bills, you're going to pay all the bills, then there's going to be an issue because his expectation may be that's a lot this day and time. I can't afford to pay the mortgage and all these utilities, and I got my car payment, you know. So for me, if I already got a car payment and a few other things, I would have to lay everything out on the table and say, look, I already got this responsibility. And I may agree to like the internet or something like that, but I don't think I'm trying to pay no major stuff in a household, to be honest.
You're right, but because another thing about what you're saying is that for the woman is more expensive because she her hair to get her hair done costs more than a man here, a lot more. And all the things that the beauty things that the woman needs on a regular. So all those things gotta be a part of the bills. So it's a bigger subtraction for the lady, for the woman. And the man gotta understand. If you want his woman to be looking beautiful all the time, you gotta agree.
So would you say that Lady D it has a lot to do with the upbringing as well? Um,
Ladies not on.
oh, she's not on. Well, listen, like my sons, they came up in a traditional home where their dad pretty much paid all the bills. I think I rarely paid anything. So it's no pressure as far as like they welcome that, paying most if not all of the bills. But then you got some young men that, they're like, okay, 50-50 type thing. So it just depends to me on the couple themselves and what they can agree upon, especially this day and time. It's a bit different than it was back in the day.
So when your car breakdown, you gotta pay for it, or did the man pay for it?
My car breakdown, like I
Yeah.
said, nothing major. I don't want to pay it. you know. But if I am working, I may seriously, I may say, help me with it. I'm not gonna lie. All jokes aside, I may say, if it's like $1,500, can you help? And I know he's already got the load on him. He may not be able to help that much, but any amount that can help me would be great.
Yeah. It's all about communication and just showing that the love is real.
Hmm.
Cause money make you realize if the love is real or not. So when it comes to money, one or the other don't want to let go. It's like you're on your own. I love you, but you're on your own.
Right.
Hey, Queen, you disappeared.
She's not even on here either. So she's probably waiting to
Mm.
be brought back in the room.
Yeah.
But
So what Ti did is he did what his heart tells him to do, and I do see him, regardless of what's going on with him and 50 Cent and whatever. He's a good guy. He's a good family man, and more power to him.
yeah, of course he can pay all the bills.
Yeah, of course. Easily. Plus, look at the
Yeah.
woman. Look at the woman he got, and she's making money too. So
Yeah,
they're good. But
absolutely. But that's
So,
not
so,
something I
so,
would fight over. That's nothing I would fight over. We
no,
can
so
come into
T.I.
agreement.
and Tiny back together.
they
I
wasn't
thought
breaking up. They didn't break up.
I thought they're separated.
No, they're good.
Early
I
on,
read
they did.
somewhere.
Early on, but
Yeah, because I
I don't
read
think it's that
somewhere
way
that
anymore.
they did. Uh-huh. That's what I'm
That
asking. Well,
that was just
but
to make some news.
mm,
Ooh,
That wasn't real.
okay, good.
Oh,
You
yes,
know
it
they
was
create
because they
good
had it. They
smoke.
had it on reality TV. It was real.
Yeah,
That was just to get
yeah.
views.
Well, sometimes they do
Yeah.
that too. You never know.
Different, different,
But
different.
Separated early on.
Queen,
but
They're
most,
together now.
yeah.
go ahead. What was you gonna say, Queen? I
No,
apologize.
I
That
was gonna say that most men, I mean, most men when they decide that this is the relationship or this is the life that they want, you know, and this is the good person that I can have a relationship with. Normally they have to have thought about a family. So most of them comes in with some type of capital, some kind of money. And like I said, nowadays these women are independent and they have good jobs, so they also have their money. So it's a compromising. Both parties have to compromise how they're gonna handle the household finances, and yet still save a little bit on the side to maybe take a vacation once in a while or what have you. And that's what most of these young women are asking for now. That type of relationship,
yeah,
where you take over, you the man, take over and I'll support you, you know.
yeah, yeah. They want the. That's why a lot of them younger girls as well is going for the older men.
That
They,
too.
they want to be taken care of. Yeah,
Stability too.
yeah. Okay. I don't have a problem with going, 75, 25.
That ain't bad.
75.
You.
He's doing 75, I'm doing 25. I don't really
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
know. But if I'm in a relationship really and the individual do not have it, I don't mind us, you pay the mortgage, I pay the light, gas. I've been in relationships that I've done that already. So I don't think that the whole talk of you're not being a man because
Mm,
you are not paying all of the bills in the house. Sometimes persons just cannot afford to do that. Um,
right.
Especially in this economy, persons just cannot afford to do that.
You know,
So, yeah, go ahead.
I posted something on YouTube, and it's going like crazy. Where a guy, the gold digger bloggers,
You all keep talking.
yeah, and he tried this girl, and the girl said, "Oh no, you're not my type." And he said, "Okay," and he walked away, and he went to his expensive car, and she saw that he's going in the car, and she run back over. Is this your car? And he put her on blast. She tell her story that, well, I can't talk to a man that don't have any money to take care of me. She told him that her ex-man, they break up because he ran out of money. They start off where he had money and everything was going fine, but he lost his job and went up some bad luck and she left him. And he really gave it to her. He said that's when you were supposed to be there for him, when he needs you the most. And she was like, "Well, I wasn't brought up that way, and what you want me to do?" And he said, "Get up my car, get up my car." Guys, if my money ran out, you want to do the same thing to me?
Mm, mm, mm.
But it's real life. But not every woman stay that way. Some women will be there for you regardless.
Yeah, you know. Um, well, like I said, the younger folks, they have a different mind now. They don't think like us older folks did, or they don't do things like us older folks did. So now some of them will not tolerate certain things. You have to have something to be with me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
while there are some who are more humbler that will work with you, but nowadays a woman that most women will say, "Oh, you got to meet me 100%, or you got to meet me 75%." But that's not it. If you care about each other and love each other, then you're gonna try everything you can to work together. And that's the key, and that's where it should be. That's a beautiful relationship.
yeah, and that's a good way to put it. Work together.
Yeah.
There
you
shouldn't be
know.
no surprises that the mortgage can't be paid this month or
Yeah.
you know gotta
And
work.
I've seen a lot of Ti stuff with Ti, and he seemed to be very attentive and whatever you both of them to each other. I mean, they do have ups and downs, but I don't know. And he seems to be a good provider in terms of for his children and for what's her name? Yeah, so well,
He's doing a lot
uh,
more than the average for his family.
yeah. I'm not looking for anyone, but if I was, then I'm willing to work with you. You know what I mean? Within reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, within reason. You know, um, I'm willing to work with you. We can talk about it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then come to a decision if it's gonna work or not. Because sometimes, the relationship don't work because both of you have different ideas of how things supposed to be. But if you had maybe sat down and discussed all of these things ahead of time before it became too serious, then you would know what to expect when you get in that relationship. I mean, if you want 100% contribution, if you want 50-50, because you have a lot of women now that will go with 50-50, 50-50, or whatever. So, but it's a good topic. I mean, and it's something to consider. What would you do?
Well,
You
like you're
know,
saying, it's mainly for younger, middle age, like in the 40s, latest 40s, to have those things to work out. After 45, it should be an easy decision to make
mm,
in a relationship where the man don't put too much pressure on the woman.
mm,
So
oh. Noni, you hear about all them women now and men that's having you sign prenup.
Signing prenups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
my son said he might do it too.
I've been hearing a lot. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of but these young folks saying they want prenup. They got to sign it. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm saying these young folks are serious, and
yeah,
that's
they're
what I'm
serious.
saying. The respect that you never know these young folks. I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't go that road.
Well, you know why they doing it though? They're doing it because you know men have a lot more to lose, especially young men who have established themselves. And if
Mhm.
they're marrying and they take that step for commitment, they're in it to win it.
Mhm.
But a lot of times the women aren't. They're there for the
Yeah.
bag.
Mhm.
What I would do if I was that financially rich, and I gotta go that road, I will make sure 60% of my money goes into my daughter's name and can't be touched by nobody but her or me. So when that time comes, if there's a prenup or not, and divorce is coming, I'm not broke. I have money, but it's not in my name.
When you get to that, no, you see, the respect that is something I was talking about today. How women, I was talking to my grandbaby's mom, and I'm telling her, women today, it's. I sit down and I listen, and I listen to what they say, and it's like you're gonna tell me a child is telling you telling a child to turn, she gonna go shh, and it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You have to start training them from their younger for that respect and what have you. Don't wait until they're older. I mean, but the parents are like that now. I mean, they give them everything and whatever it is. you know. And maybe we made them rotten. What do you think? Maybe we made them rotten because we did try. A lot of us try to make up for what we didn't have. So we tend to have given our children um what we didn't have. And some people would say, "Oh, you spoil them," but it's just trying to expose them to things that you were not exposed to. But you see, some of them don't appreciate it and grateful for it. So yeah,
It's like
it's a
I know a family who they have a home that's in the between the 5 and 600,000, and the mother went home 13 years ago, and the dad went home last year. Two
mhm,
sons and a daughter. Actually, three sons and a daughter. The daughter is the youngest one, but the father left everything to the daughter.
mm.
And
And
the one son that I speak to on regular, he's a
yeah,
he's a little bitter about it, because he honestly was the one there taking care of the father. But when I spoke with the daughter, she explained why the father did that. That he had more confidence in her if the house was going to sold, to split the money equally for the rest of them. And he didn't trust the guys, his brothers, the sons, to do the same thing and treat the daughter, the sister, fair. So he feels more better giving her that control. But they still didn't understand that. She explained it to him what the reason why. But the
yeah.
one that I know of, he's not happy about it.
Mm. I cannot, like I said, you have to be able to can work with each other, especially when it's a relationship, so you have to think of the family, and sometimes because you're not together, that's where you have conflict in the family. Well, anyway, you want us to move on, or you have more to
Yeah,
say
let's
on
jump
that
on into
topic?
On the Noni topic.
No,
Noni.
yeah, or you we can get on that one, or we can talk about that 60 where that 60, what is it, 58-year-old woman. She got she thought she was in menopause, but she got pregnant. She was pregnant, and she is having such a hard time because she's saying that when she have that child and go to graduation, they're gonna say that's your grandma, or go to the school, they're gonna say that's your grandma, and a whole lot of stuff come around with that. What do you all think about 58? Remember, she's 2 years from being 60.
Y'all, to be
What do
honest,
you all think about
I'm
that?
not really understanding the science of that,
Hmm.
because isn't at that age you are in menopause or
Well, that's
premenstrual?
what she said. That's the whole thing. She said she thought she was in menopause.
Well,
That's what she said.
wait a minute. Okay,
Hmm. She
so
said
you
she thought she
mean?
was in menopause. She was 3 months pregnant when she found out.
But here's my thing. All right, y'all.
Hmm.
Okay, that's kind of messing me up. So do you? All right, because I didn't look in depth like the science of it and research it.
Hmm.
So you can literally have a baby. You could be pregnant while you're in menopause.
Miss, you can, yes, you can miss. Let me tell you, I missed mine for like around 3 years, and then it came back, and then it went away and never come back again. But
Oh my
you
God.
can, yeah, it's possible. And within that period of time, I could have gotten pregnant.
What's
You
the
could
name of
have
that
gotten
person?
pregnant.
I could have, if you know,
Queen?
If you was
yeah,
doing the do.
right.
What's the name of
You
that
know what I
person?
mean? Mm.
What's the name of
So,
that person?
what's the name of that person?
Yeah, that woman.
Oh, it's someone sent in asking, what do we think on that? 58-year-old woman. She thought she was in menopause. Turned out she's pregnant, 3 months pregnant. and didn't know because she said that she has not any cycle.
But don't the cycle supposed to end like around 50?
Not all women. It depends on
No,
your
especially if they're late into it.
on your body. Yeah, it depends. Not I had an early one, but some people don't. You know what I mean? It depends, and if unless you have a hysterectomy or something like that, and other issues, but naturally it depends on your body. Some women start early. Some women start as early as 8 years old, and some women don't
So,
start till they're 13, 14. They
so,
start.
so, Queen.
Yeah.
So, with this lady, would you
Hmm.
say that she was in the same situation that you were in, where it left and then came back? I mean, because she's
Yeah,
mentioning.
because she said she didn't, but through the pregnancy, the 3 months, she never had one. So she thought, she was in menopause and there was nothing going on.
So, do you think it's possible that her cycle came back and she just didn't notice it, or
She
what
said
kind
she said she hadn't had a cycle in what, a long time, 3 years, something like that.
It
And
can be.
then, yeah, that's why she thought she was in menopause when
So
she
you mean
started having
when
those
you up in your
symptoms.
50s, you still gotta be careful?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, still got to be careful. You need to be careful anyway in this time.
yeah, you have
I
to
mean,
be
I
careful.
know that, but I'm just saying a baby, because
Hmm.
you're not thinking abortion in your 50s and stuff like that. I mean, you're
If
thinking.
your eggs are still active, honey, you can have a baby, dog.
And and and
Like
and
I
and
said,
I'm getting a little nervous now because I'm thinking that Noni's a little nervous on that, you know.
yeah.
I'm,
Okay,
I'm,
this says here. This says here. Can you ovulate without a period? Without a period. Okay, without a period and get pregnant. Can you get pregnant if you have prolonged? All right. Wait a. I thought I found this one. While unlikely, it is possible to get pregnant without a period. Having regular periods indicates normal menstrual cycle during which ovulations takes place. However, then it cuts off right there. Okay. However, ovulation can take place even if you haven't had a period for some times, making pregnancy possible. Your chances of getting pregnant without a period vary depending on the underlying causes of absent period.
mm,
Mm.
Mm.
OMG.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is so distraught from what she told me
Yeah.
because he said it. Yeah, no, she
Here,
would
here
not
you
go there.
it says that you could be taking some medication that can be
Hmm.
responsible for the irregular menstruals, and not having period indicates an absence of ovulation, and it doesn't mean that you're not fertile. So it's a possibility.
Yeah,
Okay.
she said she is. She's what, 58 years old? Hmm.
Based off of what you're saying, Queen, I think it's unfair for persons to judge. They don't judge a man when a man have impregnates a woman, and they're in their 50s and
Right,
on, because I know several men who've had children up in age, at the age of 60. I know someone who had a kid at age 55 as a
Dr. Sabi had a child.
okay, you see what I'm saying? And
but
they're
yeah,
and they're
but
not
it's her and how she's looking at it, and you I guess the emotional part of it, the she's thinking about it, how people are gonna perceive her, and you see, she's looking at it that way, right? And carrying a baby for when she's gonna be that old. That's how she's looking at it. Like
can I
she said, when the child is in high school and graduating, she's gonna be like a grandma. You
that's
know what I mean?
okay.
These are the things she's saying. her mind. It's like it's messing with her mind. And at 3 months she can't have an abortion now. It would be dangerous.
Yeah,
So
that's it. That's what I was saying. You're not even
yeah,
thinking that way. You're not, because you're
yeah.
not
So
young,
it's something she has to deal with,
But
and
sometimes
it's
you
hard
just
for
look
her.
at it as a blessing. She needs to just look at it as a blessing. 57 and this child come around, unless she's not with the father. She if
It
she's
didn't. It didn't say, but and from what I'm seeing, it was her daughter. She have an older daughter, and the daughter did the test. From what I saw, the daughter did the test, that thing that you test, and that's how she found out
got the whole
that she was pregnant because of the symptoms that she was having. And she kept saying it's menopause, but she was getting sick and what have you. So the daughter said, "You're pregnant," and took the test you know, took the test for her and said, "You're pregnant." And she said, "Who's the father?" And so I
Well,
guess she wasn't with a man at that time, or don't know who. I don't know.
well, you know what? A man being in that position, a boyfriend or a husband. I heard many times that one of the reasons a woman use menopause, that she's premenopausal and going through menopause, is because there's somebody else in the picture and she doesn't want to be with that boyfriend no more or that husband anymore. And they said that menopause starts in 40s. And
yeah.
some said, no, that's not true. It's a process like around 50. And if you get pregnant when you're around 50, your life is in danger. You can die.
Hmm.
And Google have it where a woman can be going through premenopausal and the test will show that she's pregnant.
Mm.
And it
well, it's
also says
genetics
that
too. It's
it,
genetics as well.
it also says that most women who get themselves in that position where the husband or the boyfriend believe that they're really going through menopause and they're not, and they
Hmm.
do end up pregnant, and there was no intimacy with the husband and the wife. The wife become so what you call anxiety and
Yeah.
start stressed out because now she's pregnant, and the man
Yeah.
or husband know that it's not his. So all these years of saying, I'm going through this and you don't understand and you don't, and here you are pregnant, and what do you want me to do?
Hmm.
If you have abortion, it's still risking your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's a sad thing. It's a
Mhm,
sad thing.
I mean,
mhm.
but that's definitely, it's a natural occurrence. I mean, I don't know anybody who would either, fake it or, not really, you know, go through the full blown, menopausal stages. Because I hear that it's also genetics. Like if your mom,
Mhm,
went through in her 40s, one of the
mhm.
daughters, she may go through it around that time. Um,
Yeah.
and of course it could vary, but studies have shown too that it's genetics
Yeah.
on when you're going to go through
Mhm.
that menopausal, you
Well,
know, stage.
we definitely send our prayers out to her and hoping
Mhm.
that she
It's yeah. She
happens right
come to
and
yeah. She come to the acceptance of
and just have a fan enjoy it and enjoy a new life that is being brought into this
yeah, if
world.
there's a husband, she's not gonna enjoy it.
Well, guess
she.
what?
He might
The
be he,
It don't sound like it's a husband. It might be just like a boyfriend or something.
Yeah, but biblically, the Bible does say a woman is going to be saved through childbirth. So, like you said, Lady D, would be
yeah,
a definitely blessing in
just think
disguise.
of it as a blessing and just
Mhm.
we wish her the best.
Yeah.
Listen, we have some we there's this topic here that I wanted to bring forth as well. This one is serious. Do you all know that they're trying to change the law, or the law is just about changes? We're going to get a little bit more. Not that these topics that we started out was deep, but listen to this one right here, you all.
But not just the firing squad. They want to bring back the electric chair and the gas chamber as well, because those are definitely times that they thought America was great. And they want these methods of execution to be available if lethal injection drugs. So the Bone Spurs administration wants to bring back the firing squad. But not just the firing squad. They want to bring back the electric chair and the gas chamber as well, because those are definitely times that they thought America was great. And they want these methods of execution to be available if lethal injection drugs are not available in those locations. And their reasoning is getting the drugs for lethal injection has been difficult. And they have a desire to strengthen the death penalty to deter most barbaric crimes. So, the predator and thief in the White House, somebody who has been accused of doing some pretty barbaric crimes, got the nerve to talk to us about how capital punishment will deter barbaric crimes. We will get into the statistics of that in a bit, but it doesn't deter barbaric crimes if the people doing the barbaric crimes are in the cabinet of the POS and thief of the United States. It doesn't deter people from doing barbaric crimes if they get away with it because they are rich and white. But they want to pretend like they want to stop barbaric crimes while pardoning J6ers and pardoning other people who were found guilty of their barbaric crimes, as long as they got enough green to pay. As he cozies up to dictators who have done barbaric crimes. The things that they are calling barbaric crimes at this point, who is getting people ripped away from their families and thrown into detention centers, is something as small as writing a bad check or running a stop sign. These are the barbaric crimes that they are talking about. Because it sure as hell ain't the people from the E-Man files that they have tried so hard to keep under wraps. The people who, even after they have been outed, the worst that has happened is that they have quit their job. And there are no open investigations going on in the DOJ, despite the E-Man files that are already let out, which is nowhere near the amount that they still have, outlining barbaric crimes, including the barbaric crimes of the predator and thief, and members of his cabinet that are still in his cabinet. But yet they got the nerve to talk to us about barbaric crimes. But I digress. The Bone Spurs administration is trying to resume what the Biden administration had stopped. The Biden administration had halted capital punishment on July 1st, 2021. And it had been halted until Bone Spurs came back into office and he undid that hold on February 5th of 2025. I will always say that voting or not voting has consequences, and this is one of them. So not only are they trying to undo what Biden did, they are also trying to ramp up and speed up executions of people on death row. Now, when the Biden people halted capital punishments, they cited a few things: arbitrary applications, racial biases, and exonerations. And there is a long history of all of them when it comes to capital punishment. Needless to say, it was used as the new way to get rid of Black people when lynchings were no longer acceptable. The disparity of how many Black people get capital punishment to white people is astonishing, especially when a Black person is accused of taking the life of a white person. Since 1977, 295 Black people have been executed after being accused of taking the life of a white person. Since 1977, only 21 white people have been given capital punishment after being accused of taking the life of a Black person. 75% of Black people waiting for capital punishment was accused of taking the life of a white person. This number goes up to 97% in Louisiana. In Oklahoma, Black people are more likely to be given capital punishment if the Black person is accused of taking the life of a white person. And even in California.
Okay, I'm gonna freeze it right there. It's a very, very interesting.
Touching, touching.
It's really serious because there a lot of things that's going on is being targeted to the black flow to Black um folks, and it is really getting serious. It's really getting serious. um it's really getting serious. you know um when all of what's going on is being targeted to black folks. So imagine bringing back imagine bringing back the firing squad.
Mhm.
Okay, imagine bringing back the firing squad. Okay, and electric chair, and already there is so many black persons that is suffering. Yeah, and there are so many black persons that are already um going through
Innocent black, a lot of black folks that
yeah,
are innocent that are locked up too
yeah,
for murder.
for
Uh-huh.
murder. And
Yeah. Especially in the earlys, and they're still in there because they did not get the justice that they deserved in the earlier years, especially in the South because of segregation. And
mhm.
not just segregation, even after segregation.
So imagine them bringing back, you know what I mean, for the ones whom are really innocent and they being found guilty and they're ramping up. They're not trying to have them to sit in on death row for 25 years or not even a year. They're trying to ramp up this killing. So a lot of them won't even have the time to prove their innocence,
Mhm.
you know. And just the thought of lining up people and just shooting, how much different, how much diff- barbaric is that than if someone was to even try to, let's say, rob a person and on the streets and shoot him? I mean, that's by barbaric. So I mean, why would the government do that? Electric chair have shown how much malfunctions that took place before it really unalived a person. So to bring back two of the most worst form of execution, it is like, wow. Why would they even think of doing that?
But most times it's not people in government who's coming up with those ideas. It's outsiders, the business people, the rich and billionaires, millionaire billionaires. They're coming up with that stuff and passing it on to the
It's the
government.
judicial system. The judicial system is who determine who go to jail, who are charged for murder, who get life sentence, who get the judicial system.
Yeah. I mean, like, and this is why it's so important to vote. There's a voting coming up May the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia here, a real big vote for the Supreme Court judge, the Georgia Supreme Court judge. And I think there's other in
Congress, I think,
as well.
and
Deputy,
governor. Hmm.
yeah, there's some big elections going on coming up in May the 19th. So I encourage each and every one to go out there and to, you know, read up, investigate on the candidates. That I'm not going to do it on the show to say to anyone whom they are to vote for. I already know whom I'm voting for here in Georgia, and I'm hoping, and who I voted for, and because there's early voting
Hmm.
that's going on.
Yeah.
Um,
Till the 15th of May.
yeah, so go and do some early voting. Go on and get your votes in. I was reading something earlier today where someone said, "What's the sense of me voting when the same people are being seated, whether you want them to or not?" And there was a couple of persons that went off on that individual in the text, and they were saying like you're one of the reasons why what is going on because you don't understand that you need to vote. And that's one of the things that this young lady had just said, that you know you feel like when you don't vote, it's there's no consequences, but the consequences is huge when you don't vote. So please go on out there and vote whatever your conscience tell you to vote, whether it's Republican, whether it's Democrat. Go on out there and cast your vote. From you are a citizen of the United States. Go and vote. Go vote. Please go and vote your conscience and whom you feel is representing you. Okay?
It's very important, but it's also trying. It's also trying
Yeah.
because I strongly feel and believe that they have some kind of way of controlling these machines. So you can get a receipt that you voted Democrat, but it's actually Republican. Switch. They know how to switch things.
Mhm. Well, this is the Georgia primaries, folks, here in Georgia. So please go on out. You have the U.S. Senate that's up for election. You
Mhm.
have the judge, Supreme Court judge that is
Mhm.
up for. You got I had a list of all whom is up for.
The governor is too, isn't it?
I'm not sure if I saw the
Yeah, I think I saw where the governor, because I know Stacey Adams is trying to run again, and there's this other black there's a couple of them that's running, and what's that? It's not Lieberman. I forgot his name.
Senate, Georgia first congressional district, Georgia second congressional
Mm,
district. They have the persons whom are running for those districts.
mm.
They have well, I guess that was it here. Because I was asking for all the seats that are being run for. Um, I left my document upstairs, but it's important for you all to really, really just go and cast your votes. And before you just cast the vote, find out whom these people are and what what they're bringing to the table. Okay, what exactly are they bringing to the table? Are they bringing things that you want to see to the table? Okay.
Mm, mm.
I don't think that matters anymore, lady. Because we heard last year, a couple of years ago, just about um, promises that wasn't kept from both sides.
Well, it's okay. Just vote your conscience. Just
Vote your consciences.
you know what I'm saying. Just vote.
Yeah, your conscience.
Mhm, mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to come through, this is what they promised. And it's for us, the citizens of United States, to keep them to to be on them when they don't fulfill their promises. And that's one of the things that I can say that I don't see, that I feel that I don't see them doing with 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 47 or any of them. I don't see them um being on their backs for what they promised and did not and is not fulfilling. You know, they 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 promised the Republican Party XYZ, and they're not coming through, and I don't hear any of them bashing them, saying, no, you promised us lower tax, oh, you promised us lower gas, oh, you promised us all these things, and I don't see anyone bashing them from the Republican Party for what they did, what they're not putting out.
And then just to add on to that, sorry to interrupt,
No,
but to
no, no.
add on to that statement,
Well,
because I was going to say something about that, but to add on to that statement, it's also a little bit, you have to also look at this is why they're saying voting matters. So you can't just say, oh, I put the president in the House or in the White House, but then everyone in Congress is majority in the House. I mean, Republicans are majority Congress in the House. So it, and I say it's ironic because they own the White House, the Senate, and the Congress House right about now, and they're not living up to their promises. Once upon a time when Biden was in office, it was flipped. He didn't own the Congress House. So it wasn't that full balance there. And so I just feel like everybody need to educate themselves a bit more on how those three branches work and who does what and what everyone means down to even the districts in your community, so you have a better idea on what outlooks would be. Um because you can't make a vague statement like that and not understand how it works.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. And Queen, you were right. The seats that are going up in May, you
Mhm.
have the Senate seats, you have all 14 congressional districts, you have the governor, uh,
Mhm.
currently held by Republican Brian Kemp. You have lieutenant governor, currently held by Republican Burt Jones, Secretary of State, currently held by Republican Brad Raffensperger, who is
Yeah.
now running for governor.
Governor, yes.
Yeah,
And they've been talking highly of him. Woo.
Lieutenant Brett Jones also is running for governor. Brian
Yeah.
Kemp, who served 2 terms, and he cannot run. So Brian Kemp is definitely out
Oh,
of it, right?
yeah.
And so we have Lieutenant Governor Brett, and he's a Republican. Brett Jones.
Is
Bert,
Stacey Adam in there too? I think
um,
I heard she was in there too.
I'm looking.
Or
Secretary of
she was,
State, Brad Raffensperger, who is now running for governor. Attorney General, currently held by Republican Chris Carr, who is now running for governor. So you have 3 Republicans who are running for governor right now. Commissioner of Agriculture, Insurance, and Labor, State School Superintendent, Public Service Commissioner. Um, you have
there's one lady that's our president is or um he's talking about him so highly. I mean,
at the legislative and judicial
mhm,
seats up for elections, all seats in the Georgia General Assembly, nonpartisan election for justices, nonpartisan election for appellate judges, local circuit judges across the state. All
mhm,
right. So it's saying here, while every local election will look a little different, most Georgians can expect to weigh in on elections for their sheriffs, district attorneys, probate court judges, superior court clerks, representation for your school district, city council members, and some mayors. So, Georgia folks, get to the polls
mhm,
and check what is going on in your specific area. And you could go to my voters page, and that's from the Georgia government website. You could go there to find out what is what. And if you haven't registered, it's too late to register because the deadline was April the 20th. So I'm hoping that all of you have went out and registered to vote because very this is a very important elections. These are the things where we're talking about when we say the um the electoral the electors, they are whom chooses the president. We need to get in here and do our votes. This midterm primary is very, 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 very important. Okay. Yeah.
well, after you touch one of Noni's, I'm ready to go with mine. Mine is very important. There's a lot of fire pushing mines.
Mhm. Yeah. It's something else. Yeah. And this was submitted. We're gonna touch this real briefly as well. This is another one that's going on here. So listen to this one here.
These folks ungutted the Voting Rights Act of 1965. They said, and by they I do mean Clarence Thomas, that the Voting Rights Act of 1965 should have never been interpreted to make certain racial groups believe that they were entitled to roughly proportionate representation. What was it supposed to mean then? And as much as I want to yell, scream, and cry about that, we don't got time because we got work to do. Now, the midterm elections of 2026 were already a must do, must go, must vote. And they knew that, which is why they did this. This Supreme Court decision puts 30% of congressional Black caucus seats at risk and was designed to impact majority Black voter districts. That means it puts half the majority Black districts in the South at risk as well. And do you know how many seats that is altogether, people? 191. And this case could already give them the advantage of 19 seats right now. And that's okay. All we need to know is the conditions so we can respond appropriately. What does this mean for your elected officials who exist right now? They need to be fighting for maps that can compete with this. What does that mean for you as voters? It means the voter plan thing has to go into overdrive. You don't just need to know where your voting district is or when the voting registration deadlines are or when early voting opens up. You need to be checking at Google, your state voting websites religiously to see what tactics, because this is what all this is, a tactic, might exist now in your district to prevent you from voting. Here's the thing, y'all. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 eliminated Jim Crow. It ended Jim Crow. Not just by making discrimination illegal, but it gave people their power to be able to vote for policies that would ensure discrimination would not exist any longer. And these folks are trying to go over our heads to take that power from us. And it's not just a Black thing. Because if there's anything this administration has taught me, it's been my quote for 2026 and will be my quote for the rest of my life, honestly. And it's that racism has always been the front, but fascism has always been the play. And the question is, how long are you going to let the playground stay open? Huh? And I've even got good news for you. You don't even have to wait till midterm elections for things to get done. States like California and Virginia have already taken a stand to make sure that their people will not be played with, that Black people will stay represented. States like Illinois and Maryland can right now make sure that their maps are constructed to adequately and equitably respond to this action. And as all these people are interviewing with you to try to get hired for the midterm elections, you can add this to your list of demands. Yeah, healthcare. Yeah, affordability. Yeah, Medicare. Yeah, reproductive rights. All things. Also, maps. Yeah. On the map. On the map. On the map. On
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you all hear about that? That they did they're trying to gut the 1965 Voting Rights Act.
Oh.
That's some deep stuff.
Mm. Mm. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. Mhm.
That's some deep stuff, and that's stemming as well from from the Virginia, I think it's Virginia state, that didn't let the elections go through because of the redrawing of those maps. We touched a little bit of it last week and the week before, and I think Mama Acid had came on and was touching a little bit about it as well. So I mean, people, we got to stay woke. We have to stay woke, and we need to get to those polls, and we need to research what's going on at the polls to make sure that we're able to go vote. Start from now, and if these are your voting stations, then you got to go and make sure that this is your voting station. That this is where you're supposed to go and vote. Because you get there and then they say, "Oh no, you're not registered to vote over here."
Mhm.
These are the stuff that they're talking about. So, like, if you're used to going and voting at one location and you've done it all the time, then because this is so important, I'm encouraging each and every one, just take the initiative to just go and check again and make sure that's where you, or find some of these early voting. Don't even wait for May 19th. Just
Mhm.
go ahead and vote ahead of time. go ahead and do these, because these are the things that we're voting on. As she says, health, affordability, reproductive health, all of those things are things that we're voting for. So yeah, we had to go there. Yeah, we talked about some slight thing which were very important, a person, how they feel carrying a child and being mocked, which
Mhm.
is no good. And and we reason on what we think a man, what Ti says, what he feels a man should do. And these are important. So we had to get kind of heavy, a little bit heavy, and waking you all back up and saying, listen, get to the polls and do what you know that you need to do. Vote. Yeah, go and vote. All right, please get out there and vote. It's important. It's very important. All right, next time I come on, I'm gonna bring my I voted sticker,
Tag.
my sticker, put it
Tag his sticker.
all of those things so you all can see me that I did vote. And I'm hoping all the rest of the panel can show theirs as well. For all who can vote, I'm hoping that you all can show that you did go out there and vote. Okay. Hmm. All right. Minimum wage. Did you all hear about the proposal as well about minimum wage that some individuals up in Kentucky, some representatives, Democrats in Kentucky, is trying to change the minimum wage to $26 an hour from 7.50, and some states have it at $17. They're trying to make it $26. I want to hear y'all thoughts on that, and then I give you my thought.
They're just trying to get people to come to their state. They're trying to get black folks and brown folks to come there so they can switch it around, and it's a trick. I truly believe that's a trick.
Mm. Okay, you think it's a trick.
Yes, I do.
What about the rest of you all?
Well, it makes you wonder. It should be across the board. It should be set up that way anyway. But maybe they want other states to follow suit. I'm not really sure, but at
Well,
least it's a start.
this has been talked about for many years now, at least 3, 4, 5 years now. This minimum wage has been discussed, and the increase in the minimum wage. I mean, one individual is not going to change it. You know what I mean? It has to be several individuals across the board, and people have to stand up with them. And work with them, and not just that, but also the employers. They don't want to do that because it's more cost on them. So they don't want to settle. I mean, we're deserving, and people are deserving of quality wage for quality work because they expect you to work. So pay me for my work, you know. But it's not. That's the system. The system is a fraud. I mean, man.
Yeah,
But it would be good if they could. But I don't think that one individual can change things unless it's a slew of them in Congress, or because that's who's gonna really change Congress or the House and or what have you, or the president, you
well,
know.
well, $26 an hour will put me out of business, and a lot of other small business owners.
Yeah.
It
So
will put
that,
us out of business. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I would love
mhm.
to see if there was a way, if there was a way without affecting my business to let that happen, then sure. But $26 an hour is just unfeasible at this time for a small business.
Business. That's what I was saying.
You have that's the reason why a lot of business even now is looking for is accepting illegal persons to work with them. Um Persons, they send for people overseas, other countries to come over into America. That's why they have the 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 H1,
Work program. Mm.
yeah, for persons who want to, because of it's going to be too much for overhead. And
Mm.
that leads to also a lot of people losing jobs because then a lot of companies have to cut back
Yeah, yeah,
because
And
yeah,
you're right.
afford to
You're right.
pay.
The more I think about it,
yeah.
the more I think about it, Lady D, like for certain positions, I think should be the $26 because for like school teachers and firefighters and other different positions, they for dangerous jobs and different things like that. I think it should
Yeah,
pay. It
then
should pay. It should pay that, but definitely not for the small businesses.
no, definitely school teachers are one of the lowest paid, and they are the one that shapes this
Most
country.
work.
They they shape the country because they're the educators for all of our children, for all of us. So I don't have a problem with and I have employees that may be listening to the program as well, but I have employees that I have for 8 hours and they work 3 hours out of the 8 hours because there's nothing to do. And they're sitting on their behinds on their phones, and they're sitting there watching television, and I'm paying what I'm paying now, which is still high than a lot of other ones, for individuals to sit and twiddle their thumbs and to don't do anything just to be there. So I definitely have a problem with having someone to do 2 hours work in an 8 hour time span, and to sit there on me for 6 hours getting paid for doing nothing. So
I,
I don't know if it's something across the board. I would not, myself as a business owner, would definitely not will not agree to that, and I would be put out of business. That's just honestly the fact.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna
oh,
ask you.
And even contractors who have to hire persons to work with them, if they charge someone X amount of dollars, how much are they going to be able to pay the workers that come in to work with them? $26 an hour? And they're not even making that as contractors to go paint a house or to put up a deck, and they get someone to come in. I mean, it's a serious discussion.
mhm. I think minimum wage need to be raised, but not at that. That cost. Mm.
That's why I say it's a trick, and not to advise and whoever may listening know hear this, not to go and bite on that because it's a strong possibility it could be a trick.
No.
And Lady B,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you to reconsider that because of the business you have. Your business is very, very important. Your business is a life-saving business, and you are maybe one of the few who are fortunate that you have somebody on a regular because it's a rough business. And even if they're just sitting there not doing anything, they are doing something. You know, they're keeping an eye on
Yeah,
situation. So
yeah.
that I
Keeping
just
an eye on the, they're keeping an eye on things. So yeah, I'm when I say not doing anything, I mean literally sitting there on your behind, not doing anything besides looking. And half of the time, you're not looking because they're in their rooms, so
yeah,
not even in line of sight and things like that. So yeah, for a person like me to have to come up and pay $26, that's putting me out of business. I
yeah.
can I can barely pay what I'm paying now for someone to say $26 an hour. So I just think that they're talking out their faces to get votes, which in the thing in the article it also states that it's more likely not. And the same things that I was discussing. Um, there was one person who said, "Oh yeah, right now I'm in Kentucky, one of those states, and they bought it up to $17, and I'm thinking of closing business because I cannot. I don't know what type of work they did because they didn't specify, but they cannot afford to pay that.
But
So the way
if you
the
were put in that position, wouldn't you be able to get with the government and say, look, X, Y,
No,
Z, I need
because the
money.
government don't want to pay no money. The
that's
same
Well,
but is
gov-
that wage increase, is it state or is it go is it statewide or is it nationwide?
is
individual.
statewide, USA
The
wide,
statewide, you too. Okay.
USA. All it's going to be a total mandate if that was to happen. And
Mhm.
I promise you, persons would be put out. I'm not even going to say anything because I know we'll be put out of our business because the government is not going to pay. They don't even want to pay now, much less give us $6 an hour.
Plus, they ain't got no money because of the war.
So I know they're going to shut it down regardless. Someone up high is going to be like, "Are you all flipping out of your mind? Get out of here." You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but it's a sad thing to feel that way that
Mhm.
um I'm saying that, hey, I would not vote for something like that based off of me being an employer. And then I do look at a person's situation of some persons having to work two jobs, some persons having to work three jobs to make it, to be able to pay their bills, especially if they're a single mom in the house by themselves and don't have any help.
Mhm.
And so it puts you between a rock and a hard place because you're not trying to be selfish, but you're also trying to survive. And it's not
Survive. That's it.
you're living a luxurious life as an employer. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, as well as your employees are robbing Peter to pay Paul. So
Plus, your insurance is not cheap.
listen, this year alone, my insurance went over $15,000.
Yeah,
And I have to find that to pay. And I'm talking about just general liability. We're not even talking about giving our employees, paying our employees a fraction for their medical coverage.
yeah,
We're not talking about paying for the facility, the building that is being ran out. We're not talking about the lights and the gases and when they're running the water in the facility and you're like, Jesus, you turn off the water because you're fretting on the water bill. I mean, because you're an employer and people
Mhm.
just feel that
Yeah, mindful of,
they-
yeah.
you have money. Once you say, "Oh, I'm a business," oh, you're rich. I'm so even
Mhm.
last week I had to get a whole shower redone, and I'm like crying on what's going on. This why lady didn't even know I say you're rich. Yeah, go out like you know what I spend. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and this is a family member. And I'm like, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you're sitting here telling me. So you watching what you don't even see. You know what I'm saying? So not because you're an employer and not because you have a business mean that you have money. That's why there's so many business locking, shutting down because they're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
And
While
you have to hold on to every receipt that you
yeah,
know, like the shower
don't
repairs, all
talk
that type of
about
stuff.
taxes. Don't talk about the government when they're ready to come at you for their tax money after you
Hmm.
spend all of this money. It is not an easy road, people, being an employer. It's not.
You gotta
And
keep the grass cut. You gotta keep the property clean. All that. It's a lot of money you're spending.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
maintain your vehicles.
I'm trying not to be okay. And gas has gone up to what?
Yeah.
And you have to transport your individuals everywhere. You
Uh huh.
when you used to when you used to spend 60 $70 to fill the tank, now you're here paying $100 to fill your tank. And then it and that full tank is like two times for the week you haven't to come on.
Yeah,
It's
it's a mess.
easy.
It's
It
a
is
mess.
not easy. So, you know, I'm not being insensitive.
No.
I'm just crunching numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I crunch the numbers with the revenue that is coming in. It's just is not going to jive.
Right.
I would have loved to gone to Jamaica, but it just couldn't jive.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just have to call a spade a spade. It's
It is what it is.
is what it is. So I'm one of them that I'm you see, and that's why I tell people all the time I'm not Republican and I'm not Democratic. I consider myself independent because the Republicans are saying, what the heck are you talking about?
Mhm.
Oh, how hard people is having it right now. And
Mhm.
employers are having right now. Do you know how hard it is? And you're gonna come propose that to shut down how many jobs? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. Even the big corporations are shutting down left and right with
Mhm.
this economy
Yeah. I'm looking at these stores and I'm saying, look, all these department stores look all shutting down.
because no one is buying,
Yeah.
purchasing anything. So therefore, there's no money to pay the bills. There's no money to pay their employees. Then they start laying off employees.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't like it, but I can see why Walmart and Home Depot and a lot of those stores have self-checkout because they cannot afford the bodies. They cannot afford the bodies to
Mhm.
stand at the registers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's been so many restaurants that's closing in Stonecrest, mall
Yeah.
area. It's crazy.
Because no one is shopping. And when people are
Shopping.
shopping, then there's no revenue coming in. How are you supposed to pay the people that at work? You can't. So therefore, you got to lay off these people.
That's even some call centers. If you ever notice, if you're working for a company and you need to call tech because something's going on with your system, a lot of their tech support is in India. It's cheaper than to have techs here managing the department.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
you see that? So it's serious. I mean, yeah. So not because you see your employer out there, you feel like they got it. They got it. They don't. What you're saying, Chai?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, no. What did you say? I caught the tail end to what you were saying.
Oh, I was just mentioning, I was like, just giving my opinion on what I think about them changing the minimum wage to $26 an hour. I don't think it's going to happen, truthfully. Um, but the reality is, I feel like you said, small businesses will suffer And then what they're going to do is branch off to find help elsewhere. So it's not even just the H-1B1 visa workers that can come over and just work for a lower rate, but you also have to consider that they're going to expand to other countries. For example, the tech department that I was just mentioning, for certain companies, a lot of companies, if something's going on internally with your system, I don't speak with someone here. I speak with someone in India,
Oh, you
because
exactly.
it's cheaper for them to have a support team from over there versus having one here. There's a lot of companies that I know of that laid off their whole tech department and went to a foreign country because, again, it's cheaper.
Yeah, they're outsourcing. They're outsourcing their work to other countries. Half of the time when I call places is India. Thank you, DJ VJ Smiles. He says, "Great show, blessings upon blessings to you." That's YouTube's radio. Massive shouts to you. Thank you all so much for continuing to carry us over here and all the DJs. Fan, you all got to check out some of the program. I don't mean to stray, but check out some of the program on YouTube. They're awesome programming. But yeah, they're outsourcing a lot of the work. Half of the time I'm calling, even the other day I was on Xfinity and I'm talking to them and I'm like, I'm pulling my hair because
Yeah.
they're not really understanding half of what I'm saying. And I'm like, mighty God.
In, yeah, since T-Mobile, India, all these
Supervisor.
places,
I'm like, can
uh,
I have a supervisor?
Pakistan,
Can I
they,
have a
yeah,
supervisor? I don't.
wherever the currency is low, you know.
And then AI. AI is another thing that is taking over. You
Yeah.
My doctors are not even my clients, all of my individuals that I service, their doctor's office, when you call, it's AI. And that person's talking to you like a real person. So and so, they know your number. So they're like, "Hi, is this so and so? Well, how may I help you today? This is Veronica. How may I help
Bob.
you?"
Hey, lady, this minimum wage thing is really scary and serious because we have so many ways to look at it, and it could be a way of getting black businesses closed down.
If you want to take it there.
Because it make no sense that you want to raise minimum wage that high,
Mhm.
and businesses are struggling.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, large
Well,
corporation, like I always say to you guys, it's the industry, the banking system, the all of these, they're the ones who make these decisions. Now, the manufacturers, they have a little problem, but they get money off of this. So I mean, it doesn't matter to them because they're gonna make their money anyway. Because even if it's a small amount of items that are sold, they're still making money. Same thing with the bankers. I mean, you know what I mean? So, they all are reaping off of the system and they all are doing it. And they don't care about the little people. And that's it. But
that's it. That's it.
I
hmm
said before that I believe that they're just trying to eliminate the middle class. And I've been learning that since about the eighth grade. It's just coming to how you say it, fruition.
Yeah.
hmm
As of today's time, because that's literally what it is the cost of living is really high, so I can see why somebody would want to do that, but at the same time, you got to be realistic about what's going on in the world. Like, I don't know.
You definitely.
Imagine working at Dollar Tree, $26 an hour. $5 million.
I mean,
But they
Popeye.
do a lot of lifting and packing, and
yeah,
they should still do a lot of work there.
it's a lot of labor. It's
Yeah.
certain positions that have a lot of labor. So
Laborers, yeah.
going to be if it's going to be that way, then there needs to be a sliding scale, I would
Mm.
say, of whom
Hey,
of how the pay rate is to be done. There should be some type of sliding scale as to that.
And realistically, some college educated you got to look at it that way too. It's like, how would this impact even people wanting to get certain degrees. Some people are college educated, full of degrees, going into a field that has their degree attached to it and walking in making $21 an hour. So you can only imagine how they will feel like I'm in debt and I didn't even have to do this. All I could have did was go work at Dollar Tree to make $26 an hour.
Exactly.
It changes the game for a lot of things
Mhm.
when you think
Yep.
about it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
it's true. It's true, and because I remember when I was in when I was in high school, they used to tell you make sure you go at least community college, get a high school diploma and go community college. Then after community college, they said make sure you get a BA. You can't get certain position without a BA. Now you know what it is, masters. I mean, that's what the requirement is now. It's like the standard keep going higher and higher and higher.
Well,
And they're not meeting. These people are spending buku money sometimes for these degrees and they're not getting paid accordingly. So, and I'm not talking about the small businesses, I'm talking about large corporations because they're the ones who are really making the money. The large corporations,
But I mean,
such
it
as
goes back to even the dream not being there with the whole, like you said, we're taught that if you laid out this playbook, we're just going to call it for what it is. The boomers laid out a playbook for how they did whatever they did. If you do this, this, and this, and this, and this, you'll be able to have the American dream.
the
And the
American dream.
reality is that's not what it is anymore. And,
Mhm.
like I said, it changes the perspective for a lot of things. I work for a lot of people who have degrees, or work with rather, a lot of people who have these amazing degrees, down to even masters, and they're doing something that they never went to school for. Because
Mhm.
what they went to school for, they're making more doing this than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have to make money to survive, you know? So
Mhm.
at
Yeah.
some point, it turns into forget my passion, I need to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling
Because even with me, my job had required, I had an associate and my job had required a BA. So I had to go back to school. Right now I have a student loan. I mean, a big student loan. So I had to, in order to, you know, I had to go back to school. You know what I mean?
you. Yeah.
And it's hard on some folks. I mean, I still have a student loan that I'm paying back.
Real hard. Conrad says we need four incomes these days: a husband and three wives. He says, if not, stop playing.
I
Listen,
don't know about the three wives part.
but the clock on the wall says we have to get up on out of the chair. It. I know we started a little bit late due to technical difficulties in the studio, but we have to get out of, and I think this is maybe a great topic to even start with next week
Mhm.
and complete all of our thoughts on this topic right here. I just want to take the opportunity to invite you all to listen to the Lady D show on Saturday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Trust me, it's one of the best. Not just saying it because I'm doing it, but yeah, the best in music, big people, energy, and vibes, and all about love, nothing but love on a Sunday night. That's 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You got Let's Scribe on Wednesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. And as you're doing now, the Reason on Thursdays. I also want you to take the opportunity to go over to YouTube Radio. Check out Aubrey Campbell, The Night Flight. And that's Monday, 10 p.m. Through midnight. Check him out. And then you also got DJ Phil. He's hosting the Timeline Show, and he's on daily right here in the US, 9 to 11 a.m. And those are all on the YouTubesradio.com platform. You have as well, oh, the Hype Man show that is on, and you got Friday, which is Friday Bashments that is going on as well from 5 p.m. to 7 p. Oh, wait a minute. Demotivation is 3 p.m. to 5, and you have Rich Music 5. It says 5 to 5. I don't know what that means, 5 to 7. And then you have Fire Dutch is on, and they got a host of wonderful programming over there as well on YouTube's radio. So go over there and check them out. And also the Victorious 89.1 FM family and crew. You know, they definitely carry the Lady D show. And the programming's on the Powerhouse Radio. So we're a great team that we're working together and doing great things for the listening masses on terrestrial radio and also live on the web. So continue to tune in and vibes with us as next week we'll be back, Reasoning Thursdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I'll make sure I have everything up and running very, very smoothly. All righty. Love, 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 love. You all want to say a River Dolce?
Can I,
Arrivederci, everyone. See you next week. Same time,
Have a
same
good
place.
night.
Love you guys.
do I
Uh,
have 1 minute?
yeah, you have 1 minute. Go
I
ahead.
want to quickly say that DJ VJ Smile is doing so much in this city, and also DJ Charger and Lady D. And I was fortunate, thanks to Charger, last Saturday. I was selected to perform Walk Away for about 30 plus females and seven males at a conference, domestic violence conference. And I was so happy with the response I got.
Excellent.
And
Well,
they
congratulations.
invited me back.
You doing big things. I'm loving. I'm loving. I saw you posted something with a great, great performance.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're gonna talk off the air on that one. Yeah, but
yeah.
where do they get your music, the Respecta?
On YouTube, you can Google Keith Darespecta Blake, and everything shows up. The good ones and the bad ones.
So you
Good
all,
night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It was enjoyable. See y'all next week. Good
see you
night.
all next
Good
week.
night.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
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 Move, yeah, move, move along.